Hey guys, and welcome to another Mirror Cup PvP video, and in this video we're going through Pedroa1699's Tempest Cup win. So if you didn't see my previous video, I went through Pedroa's Boulder Cup tournament win, and so you know, Pedroa's just hitting out those Mirror Cup wins, and yeah, let's jump straight into it. So we're going to look through his team here. He's got a fairly standard meta team, as you kind of have to. It is the meta for a reason. So we've got Skarmory here with Air Slash, Sky Attack and Flash Cannon. You're not going to see any Skarmory running around finding any different movesets. Then Tropius with the Razor Leaf, Aerial Ace and Leaf Blade. Some people run Aerial Ace, but Flying Quick Move with Tropius, but it's not really needed here. And then Legacy Magneton here with Thundershock, Discharge and Magnet Bomb. Really great pick. Like, you need some electric. I personally prefer Lanturn, but that is because I don't have Legacy, so when you've got the Legacy, you go with it. Now I've got Lapras here with Ice Shard, Ice Beam and Skull Bash, which is definitely an interesting moveset. We'll see some Skull Bash later on, and we'll actually talk about it later on. So we've got Swampert, Mudshot, Hydro Cannon, Earthquake, standard moveset, and then Altaria with Dragon Breath, Dragon Pulse and Sky Attack. Altaria does have Dazzling Gleam, but you're not going to see that happen. So let's get into the battles. Up against Carlos Melee 1 in round 1, and fantastic lead matchup, Magneton vs Skarmory. So expecting a pretty quick switch out on the opponent's part here. He's staying in for a little bit, and he's actually able to get the charge move off, so not too sure what's going through his mind. He does decide to shield. Guess he really wants to throw this charge move off. We'll see if it's a Sky Attack or a Flash Cannon. It is just a Sky Attack. Bit of lag, but yeah, comes through, does not do much at all. So he's going for the second Sky Attack here, presumably, so shielding up the Magneton here because it would take it very critical, and getting off the charge move here. Not expecting the shield to come up, but it does, so Skarmory really wants to stay in there, and then going to throw another Discharge, but he switches out just in time, so really good switch there on the opponent's part, and this Discharge will do a bit of damage to Altaria, but not as much as would be ideal. So switching into the Ice Shard Lapras here, Altaria is able to get off a last second charge move, but it's not going to finish off Lapras. Sky Attack down into the yellow, but that's alright. We've got a charge move ready. We'll see if we want to go for Ice Beam or Skull Bash. And it brings in Abomasnow. So going for the Skull Bash here, which will increase the defense, but that isn't really the important thing here. It just does a whole lot of damage. You can see there, it did heaps to Abomasnow. Now Skull Bash actually gains you some matchups here and there. It's better against Lanturn, and it's good in the Lapras mirror match, and it's unexpected. So yeah, Tropius is able to finish off that Abomasnow there, brings in the Skarmory, but this Leaf Blade will do a little bit of damage. So, you know, Skarmory, it's pretty much a GG's at this point because he's still got a Pokemon in the back, but Skarmory is choosing to throw this charge move, but Tropius, with that shield, there's really not too much that can stop him at this point. Throwing in the Magneton again to finish off. He actually doesn't get to get that charge move off because of charge move priority, but Skarmory is just so low that Tropius will be able to finish him off here. And so into Battle 2 in round 1, I will link, I'll link to the tournament in the description and the pinned comment below, as well as listing off all the teams, including Pedroa's and the opponents. Now Tropius vs Lanturn, again catching that fantastic lead. He switches into Abomasnow, which kind of suggests that he doesn't have a perfect answer for Tropius. Switches into Skarmory. Abomasnow is locked in here. This is a great matchup for Skarmory. This is probably an Outrage. Yep, Outrage, which won't do too much damage. And Skarmory's just going to farm down Abomasnow. Got the charge moves ready to get off onto whatever he brings in. Brings in that Lanturn as expected. Throwing the Sky Attack. Maybe the opponent might shield thinking it's a Flash Cannon. It does decide to shield, which is probably the wrong move. Even a Flash Cannon, you can probably tank one. Like, you can let that first one come through, and he double shields, which is definitely not the best play there. It is a charge move, charge beam variant of Lanturn, so it's going to be doing some extra damage to this Skarmory, and it's going to charge up the energy extra quick. So it brings in the Tropius back in, so this will do some great damage. A little bit of lag there, but that is all good. The opponent's got no shields left, so it looks like he's charging up some energy. He does get the charge move off, but because he's still got 2 shields, it's no worries. And then just Razor Leafing away, farming down the Lanturn, and then he's going to have heaps of energy to throw onto that Pokemon in the back, which is Swampert. Okay, so that's GG's, no charge moves necessary, and yeah, that's GG's, round 1 done. And on to round 2, we've got Leafar94. Pedroa did play Leafar in the Boulder Cup video. Again, if you haven't checked that out, I'll link to that in the description too. And now we've got Tropius up against an interesting pick here, Minun. So, you know, Minun is definitely an electric type, but I'm not sure if it's the best one. It's alright for PvP in general, but he's able to get that discharge off, so maybe it's a substitute for Legacy Magneton. As Pedroa gets off the Leaf Blade here, the opponent does switch into Alolan Ninetales, so good switch there as the Leaf Blade comes in. Does shield it up anyway though, would do a bit of damage. And Magneton throwing this Magnet Bomb, which do a whole lot of damage and doesn't shield, so I don't think Leafar was expecting that much damage to come from the Magnet Bomb, or was just expecting a discharge, but either way, that is just massive. That's devastating. And then Magneton's getting another Magnet Bomb here. We'll see if the shield comes up. Actually lets it go through, which is probably the correct play there. And then Tropius, looks like Tropius is trying to farm down, but unfortunately Magneton just charges up energy so quickly, and so is forced to shield up that Magnet Bomb before fainting down with the energy charged up. So we'll see if Pedroa brings in Tropius or Lapras. Does have 2 shields, so even with that stored energy on Tropius's part, it's not too bad. And throwing one of the charge moves here, so Lapras does shield, and it is that Leaf Blade, so shield it up, and then we'll see if he's able to get to another one. I was actually expecting him to get a second Leaf Blade off, but I guess not. So Lapras throwing the Ice Beam here. It'll do a lot of damage to that Minun, almost finish him off, and then just 1, 2. He gets the charge move off, but Lapras has a shield and the Steel Pokemon in the back, so he's just letting this discharge come through, finish off Lapras, and then bring in that Tropius, which will close out the game. Still has that shield too, so even if Minun was able to get a charge move, it would have been all good. And then Swampert versus Minun, again, just absolutely smashing these lead matchups. It's fantastic. And then switching into Alolan Ninetales, so Pedroa switches into that Legacy Magneton, again probably going for that Magnet Bomb, and this time the opponent will probably decide to shield. So that Side Shot comes through, not very effective, and then charging some extra energy by the looks of it before throwing the Magnet Bomb. We'll see if the shield does come up or if he lets it go down. He does decide to shield up that time, and he's going to be able to get to another Magnet Bomb, but charge move priority, the opponent is getting off their charge move first. Shielded up the Side Shock there so that he can definitely get the Magnet Bomb off. Turns out it wasn't actually charge move priority, just didn't quite tap it. And then gets through, uses that shield, and then Magneton is going to be able to get to another Magnet Bomb. So Pedroa shields up here so that he's able to get that Magnet Bomb off, which will finish off the Alolan Ninetales. And as a bonus, with Magneton being pretty weak, the opponent isn't going to be able to farm up his Magneton too much. So down goes Alolan Ninetales, the opponent brings in Tropius, and you saw that like one quick attack and he was gone. So it brings in the Tropius for the mirror. The opponent does have the energy advantage, but we'll see how this goes. See, he's probably throwing the Aerial Ace if he has the double charge move, but he only throws a Leaf Blade, so that makes me think that he only has 1 charge move unlocked on his Tropius, which is definitely really bad for this Tropius mirror match. Like, this is the instance that you want that Aerial Ace for, just because Leaf Blade can do nothing. So he switches out into Minun there, so I'm definitely feeling like he only has the 1 charge move. Minun gets the charge move off, but it won't do much to that Swampert because of the ground typing, and Swampert's getting off his Hydro Cannon, so the opponent Tropius will be able to charge up some energy on this Swampert if once Minun goes down, but it's not a great situation because there's still the Tropius in the back that he has to deal with, and with only a Tropius, it's not the best situation. And he's actually throwing off this Hydro Cannon, which I'm not sure how much damage it does. It does almost finish off that Tropius. Tropius finishing off with like 2 Razor Leafs there, and in comes the Tropius mirror match. There's another attack coming, so we'll see if it is indeed a Leaf Blade, which it is. So yeah, it looks like he's only got the 1 charge move, so that is definitely a really unfortunate situation. The matchup could have gone a different way if it was just for that one little change, but anyway, into round 3 up against Pedroa D7, and again, these leads are just ridiculous. Like, who is this guy? Is this guy? He can read minds, I'm telling you. And then opponent switches into Altaria, so switch into the Ice Shard Lapras, doing masses of damage to that Altaria. Lets this come through because Lapras can tank that Sky Attack, just the 1. And then I'm not sure if he's going to charge up energy, or he tried to get that Ice Beam by the looks of it so that he wouldn't have to burn a shield here, but unfortunately it just wasn't. You know how it goes, sometimes you're tapping the fast moves too much and then you can't get the charge move off, but he burns that shield anyway, throws the Ice Beam, and down goes Altaria. So we'll see what he brings in. He brings in the Lanturn, so it looks like he might go for the Skull Bash here, and he does go for the Skull Bash, so this will do a really nice neutral amount of damage, and it will increase the defense, again because Lapras is pretty weak, doesn't do much in that defense scenario, but you saw how much damage it just took from that Lanturn. It's masses of damage. Lanturn's throwing the charge move here, so shielding up the Tropius because it would do a lot of damage because of that flying sub-typing. Just Razor Leaf him down, and then going to have energy for the Pokemon in the back. The opponent does have 2 charge moves, and it is Marshtomp anyway, so unfortunately those shields will just have to go to waste this time. So unfortunately that does happen. You save your shields up, and then the time just doesn't come where you use them, and away they go. Maybe the match would have gone different, shielding some different moves, but at any rate, we've got Altaria versus Lapras here, so for once, a bad lead matchup. Looks like he's playing it out though, getting off this first Sky Attack. We'll see if the Lapras shields or not. Does shield, and then tries to switch out, or decides not to. Not too sure what did happen there. Shielding up the Altaria now, charging up some energy. It was an Ice Beam, so it looks like he's going for another Sky Attack and seeing if the Lapras does shield or not. It won't finish off the Lapras quite, I believe, if it goes through, but it would be super close. Decides to shield up the Lapras and bring in the Tropius here, but because he's been charging up so much energy and fainted down the Altaria with Ice Shards, switches into Lapras, so Lapras is going to be doing some good Ice Shard damage. This Sky Attack will only do about half damage to the Lapras. I feel like I've said Lapras too much, but throwing the Ice Beam, which before the Altaria gets the Sky Attack off, which is really good, and no shield, so down goes Altaria, and so this is looking good. We'll see what he decides to bring in. He's in the Lapras for the mirror match. I think he's got the energy advantage here, so we'll see if he does get the charge move off, but he actually doesn't, so maybe I was wrong about that. But Lapras throwing the Ice Beam, and down goes the opponent Lapras. Oh no, it doesn't go down! 1 health left! I didn't realise it did that little damage, but the Ice Beam, yeah, this Lapras will faint down the opponent, and then waiting to switch into, oh, he brings in Mamoswine, so switching into the Tropius as to not let him farm up, getting off this Leaf Blade, and this is pretty much GG's here. Down goes Mamoswine. So yeah, GG's, and on to round 4. So on to opponent number 4, Vargo91. So for the win, winner takes all of this 4-round 11-man tournament. So we've got Magneton versus Skarmory. Back in the lead swing of things, I suppose. This man's unstoppable with the leads. And then he switches out into Tropius, so going to be able to switch out into Skarmory. You can see he's running the double flyer there with Altaria and Skarmory. So this is just going to be a Skarm farm. Farm the Skarm. Skarm is a big farmity. And yeah, just nothing's going to be able to touch the Skarmory, especially if he's throwing those Leaf Blades. We'll see if he goes for the Aerial Ace here, or if he's just throwing the straight Leaf Blades. Yes, I'm not sure if that's an energy thing, or if he also only has the 1 charge move unlocked, but Skarmory is going to be able to farm down and just have absolutely tons of energy here to throw onto that next Pokemon. So we'll see what he does decide to bring in, and it is his Skarmory of his own, so just throwing the straight Sky Attacks, see if they burn shields or not. 1, and then second one, we'll see if he lets this go through too. I'm not sure if it's a good thing to shield or not, but he does decide to shield that second one, and then switching to Magneton to then get the charge move off that was stored up there too. This is just masses of charge moves throwing at this man, see if he wants to shield or not, which he has to shield basically, or else that Skarmory would be out of the water. And then switches into Abomasnow, and this Magnet Bomb will do a ton of damage. Almost faints that Abomasnow. Magnepon is just, it's overpowered, like, man, and he's another Magnet Bomb just to make sure that he can't do any more damage. And down goes that Abomasnow. He charges up so fast. In comes the Skarmory, and with 2 shields, this is looking fantastic for Magneton here. The Sky Attack doesn't connect, and then going to be able to get to that Discharge, sorry. And this will faint down the Skarmory. And that is GG's. So on to battle 2 of round 4, up against Vargo91. Skarmory up against Skarmory, so mirror match. That's actually the first Leaf mirror match we've had here today. But yeah, just chugging away, see who has CMP, see who decides to shield what. He lets the opponent get off the first Sky Attack and just lets it come through. And goes for the Sky Attack immediately after. It looks like going for the piggyback, but I do believe that piggyback has been patched since, so you can't do that traditional piggyback. A little bit of lag, might have missed a quick attack there, not too sure, but throwing the Sky Attack, and we'll see if he lets this one go through. There's really not much to say here, it's just Skarmory vs Skarmory. You've all seen it before. Sky Attack's going to do a little bit of damage, you can shield, you can not shield, and that's pretty much the only options on the table. But at the end of the day, you're going to have one Skarmory that's still alive. The opponent's throwing it first, so we'll see if Pedroa Shield's here. Does decide to burn the shield so that he can get the Sky Attack back, and it will either feint the opponent's Skarmory or just burn that shield. So trying to missed a quick attack there, so I think that evens it out actually. And then throwing the Sky Attack, and the opponent decides to shield. So going down to quick attacks, I think, and we'll see who does feint down first, and it is Pedroa's, so that's Skarmory over there with one quick attack gone. But he actually gets the Sky Attack off before he goes down, which is absolutely, it's not the best, but it won't do heaps of damage to the Magneton, so, you know, it could have been much worse. And then the opponent brings in Tropius. So not a fantastic answer to Tropius on the team, but with these discharges and Tropius's sub-flying typing, it would do a fair amount of damage and burns that last shield. So not sure if he's going to try and use the shield here. Yeah, he uses the shield so that he will be able to get another discharge off, because he will be able to. It's just ridiculous. Actually goes for the Magnet Bomb, and this will finish off that Tropius. We've seen Magnet Bomb is just devastating. So actually no, half health. I think I misremembered whose health was whose. I was looking at Magneton's health. Excuse me. But Tropius vs Tropius mirror match, and we'll see if he does have that Aerial Ace. And he does have the Aerial Ace, so really what you need for this mirror match. And then going to charge out some extra Razor Leaves here before throwing the Aerial Ace to make sure that the opponent cannot get a charge move off, and Tropius has maximum energy to go into the next matchup. So almost has that Leaf Blade, and Swampert does come in, and with no shields this Leaf Blade will finish it off, and that will finish off the tournament. So fantastic playing Pedroa. Congratulations again for your second win in a row, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one, and I'll see you in the next video when I'm going through my Twilight tournament. And it might not be as impressive as Pedroa's, to say the least, but you know, I did well anyway-ish, kinda. I mean, I won more than I lost. It's good. It's just not a win. So, you know. Watch Pedroa's videos if you want to see the wins. This one, and I'll link, again, Boulder Cup tournament in the description below. Yeah. So, I'm really not sure how many people actually listen this far. Like, you know, there's nothing on screen to look at, except that microphone, I guess. I'm not saying anything of value, I'm just talking, and you're listening, I guess. So, you know, thanks for that. And yeah, subscription would really help. Bye!